Hello and welcome, as it is the end of the 15th day of November 2019. My name is Derek. Like always, all bets, trades of the like. Well, that's within each's own risk and their own reward. As I've stated from before, and before was this rally that occurred a couple of weeks back, that the most obvious must-hold area is in here, in the lower 8,000 area. Well, here we are, Bitcoin prices at 84.50. It's reached the upper end of this lower area, which is like this little range in here, and even down to like 8,044, meaning a matching low to this. You can almost call that an inverted head and shoulders pattern if it completes all its properties, which is, well, it's already came down to an area for support, but as far as a perfect shoulder, maybe just something like that, and then that would, if you count this, as a very dysfunctional head. But nonetheless, the must-hold area is, as I like to look at it. And then when there's a decent-sized move above the 18 average of highs, and you know that, well, higher lows in here, which is well below this, where it resisted the 18, I'll look at it in different time frames. So I got a 3-day in here, and well, I can see in here that this is where it's now coming down the lows. It's at its must-hold area. I would be looking at this as a failed breakout if I see weakness that would be failing from this level. And right now it's at a support test. And when we view this via that of the Fibonacci retracement, I'm going to put in the Binance, or excuse me, the Coinbase exchange, which has all the Fibonacci lines already in play. And when it made this move, and I'm going to show this on the daily, when it made this move on September the 23rd, it made a statement, price action doing so, that it was heading down to 6,342, most likely piercing lower. And on the way there, journey versus destination, well, the destination, that was what stayed at 63.40. Do we have a very fast move that goes there? Does it grind its way? Maybe in good volatility, which is what we're seeing here. Maybe it comes up, resists where it comes from. That is still yet to be determined. I suppose if this starts to come back up, I would consider this more of like a cup and handle formation more than anything. But again, more on the must hold area for that. If it doesn't hold, then like I state, this little area here, probably going lower than 63.42, would be where I would see price action heading to next. On the Bitcoin dominance, it continues to decline on low volatility. We're seeing this failed breakout and the weakness that has just maintained itself, grinding its way down from the 18 average of lows that it has for over 1 week now, since it went down below it on November the 6th. So 9 days. It has reached this previous level, and it's just for 3-4 days, yada yada, doing stuff on, well, low volatility. And because of low volatility, I'm going to just talk quickly about Theta, make it a very quick video. I haven't been motivated to make one. I'm going to continue my series most likely within the weekend that I haven't done in a week on the ratio trading. I did a lot in one day, and then I've taken a big break from it, and I'll continue on within it. But all these different rallies, when they happen, this one just a couple of weeks back, it didn't succeed. No fast move lower. This one didn't succeed. Same thing. This one had a very good long correction, just continuously down. And of course, this rally didn't succeed. This rally didn't. That was a big one. It didn't succeed. This one was quicker, still very big. At some point, they will, and only price pays. So whether this is the start of a new one, well, it wasn't here, although it did start a move. And amongst today's session, when we take a look at this on the hourly term, it went up today starting at 10 o'clock in the morning, New York City time, going up from the low 1,000 area, roughly around, really in the 1,020 area, rising up to, at one point, getting a little above 1,100, now in at 1060, having a correction within the 18. And the must-hold area is not at the 18 average of lows. Again, I'm going to like longer out the time frame, or just lengthen it out. This is where we came from. Major resistance at about 1030. That's going to be coinciding with the 18 average of lows on this. So I would use a time frame like that within it. But now that it started, this makes it live heading into the weekend. This could reach like 12, 13, 1400. Who knows above after that. The volatility overall for cryptos have been low. And a lot of these moves that we see ultimately fail, whether it has a fast move lower, but they do ultimately end up failing. That is, if they succeed, they'll keep on failing until they just do that. But because only price pays, when it's a boring day like this, I at least welcome some of this, because what I did is I trade theta against at least around a half a dozen things. So I traded against 3 different things in here. 3 other coins I was waiting to for a possible break higher. That didn't happen. And of course now if it goes back down, the 3 coins that I traded for, well, they'll be live for different buybacks, and just trying to get as many trades as I can, increase my theta, as well the other coins that work within it. So just a couple of quick looks at some theta ratios. First off, LITECOIN versus theta. This is one that is one of my favorites. And this is one that went from 1100 down here to 520, and just hanging in there. Was up to 720 along the way. But its overall range in here, we've seen it down to 300, and that's what I want these things to do, is just take its moves back up and down like we see, and just continue on to do it. I don't care if we have a move that happens like this next, or reverse V-shaped formation. But I think a long term, that's what a lot of these are going to end up doing. Every time markets move in one direction very nicely, well, it's going to move in the opposite direction again, most likely nicely there after that. So therefore, it's almost like you can sort of, but not really, and not even that close, but interest, if you will. Like you hold theta, you hold LITECOIN, and then you get interest on your coins, or dividends. But you can get high amounts in yields, of course, on a yearly basis. And the time to sell these coins, to me, is when the LITECOIN and theta, or whatever you're trading against, are doing very good against that of Bitcoin and or that of the US dollar. And right now, neither one of them is the case. So if I look at cryptos in general, especially within the altcoin trading platform that I talk about, in heavy accumulation mode, and it will be until it's not, which means in a bullish move, when it starts to go higher, the accumulation mode goes to neutral and then into distribution, so on and so forth. Whether that will happen, we'll see. It's going to be one of those spots where sometimes you have to wait a day, a week, a month, maybe over a year, and for what it's been worth, it's been a lot of waiting over the last what has been now close to 2 years. Anyway, I'll just do another theta ratio. Let's do NEO. And just looking at its volatility, 73 up to 150 here. That's a 2x move. And we had it up here. Even some bigger moves going from like 180 down to 46. And whether 2017 volatility comes back and we can start talking about like 50x plus type of moves, where you're talking about maybe this going up to 2,700, or vice versa, maybe going down to like 5 or 6. Definitely is the possibility. And in such, I'll just react to the situation as it lies. Thank you for tuning in, and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.